When I first met Ankie, he told me a story about when he was a boy in South Africa. He had been given a motorbike, and he would ride it out into the countryside and find poisonous vipers, snakes, and put them in a burlap bag. And he then would ride back into the city, so happy with the catch. Client work is snakes in a bag. And that picture of Ankie and the joy he brings, even to the really hard work of client maintenance, sets him apart from all the professionals you could work with.
Well, it's a shadowy past. I was born in South Africa, which is, I guess, a significant part of what makes me who I am today. My mum was widowed at 30 with 4 children. My dad died unexpectedly. He was a very creative guy. My elder brother and I were taught the principles of flight with him and how a wing works, and we started making balsa wood models of things that flew. And that was probably the start of my interest sort of in design and so on, and architecture seemed the perfect fit for me. By the time I graduated high school and was drafted, as all the white boys were in South Africa under apartheid, into their army for a year, you learn a lot of resilience, and then you learn to be private about what you believe so you're not a target. And luckily, at the end of that, I was still intact, and I then spent a year in Europe, which was a very formative year. I was accepted at Yale. I met a number of my lifelong friends there, Tom Kligerman, for example.
So I actually don't really remember meeting Ankie. I do remember coming into the studio after a year at the School of Architecture and seeing someone in the back of the room I didn't recognize in the back of the studio working away very quietly at night. And he just was, from the moment I started speaking to him, an incredibly nice guy.
Yes, I don't know that anybody quite knows how they first met Ankie, right? He just sort of appears in your life, professionally and personally, and then things are suddenly better. And that seems ridiculous, but it's true.
Roll back 33 years. We had just bought this house, and I needed an architect, and I was having a hard time making a decision. And a very wise friend said to me, "Oh, you should choose the person you most want to work with, because this relationship might last decades." And it has. We're 33 years, and I think it's 5 or 6 projects later, and I still adore Ankie Barnes.
I met Ankie about 15 years ago, and I will say, I think we were kind of kindred spirits from the very beginning. He's South African, I'm Egyptian, so we come from kind of opposite ends of the same continent.
I had just joined the DLN, and I had to call all of the advisory board members and introduce myself. I'll never forget that he said, "If there's anything you need, let me know, and I mean that." And that "I mean that" is very Ankie.
We had a project where I wasn't able to put my thought to paper, but I described it to Ankie, and he said, "Well, why don't we do it right now?" And he took out a piece of wax paper and a pad under it, and I watched him, like Walt Disney writing the Mickey Mouse at the end of the reel. I watched him create the house I had in mind. He is pure craft.
It is so inspiring to be at a table with Ankie, and we've discussed what something might look like, and then Ankie pulls out a sketchbook and puts it on paper, and it comes to life in front of you. It's crazy.
I just was in France with him last week, and a walk down the street in France is his constant stopping and say, "Look at the way that pediment is and the way those funny lines come down." The architect really was thinking about, maybe he was thinking about rain and how it washes down a building. These sort of incredible things I hadn't thought of. He was also very critical of some of the things that Edwin Lutyens did. He said that Edwin Lutyens was great, but that bracket's really a little too big. I was like, "Really, Ankie?" And yeah, I think he was right. I think we share a love of art, we share a love of food, we share a love of old fashions and drinking them together, and we share a love of painting.
Many of my good friends and I would go up at the crack of dawn and sit down on the doorstep of some famous building or a temple or at the edge of a river and knock off a sketch or a painting.
Painted on trains in India. We've painted in pubs in London.
I've been lucky enough to be a member of something called the Whiskey Watercolor Club, which is one of the mainstays of my life. And so together with Tom Kligerman, Michael Imber, Steve Rugo, and Doug Wright, we have this lucky little club. And of course, we have painted paintings where whiskey is the water. Water does better than whiskey.
Well, that's what's great about the DLN. So many of the friends I have now, certainly professionally, but even personally, are through the DLN. And Ankie is probably, one of the plums in that whole great bowl of fantastic fruit.
One of the greatest things about Ankie is actually nothing to do with Ankie. It's his wife. And Fran is magical. They are really quite a pair. I feel like Ankie is the perfect recipient of the Design Leadership Award because he is truly committed to our community. He gives with no expectation of anything in return, and he has done it for decades.
Ankie's deserving of this award because he gives. He just does. And it's not just that he gives, it's that he's got so much to give, and he shares it.
Ankie's participation in the Design Leadership Foundation has been instrumental in getting the organization to where it is today. He was there at the start, just as he was with the DLN at large. He felt that our community had more to give, the younger generation of design students whom we all want to see succeed in the industry. Ankie's holistic success as a brilliant designer, but also as a brilliant boss, as a brilliant friend, as a brilliant contributor to our community, those things count. And I think in that holistic success, we kind of find a model for professional practice at its highest level.
It's something we all should aspire to, frankly, is humility. He has it in spades.
I'm flabbergasted by the notion of this award from my peers because I have such respect for the people who have won this award in times, gone by. I love this organization so much. It's given me so much as I talk about the community of designers and people interested in the creative and the built world that I've been lucky enough to be a part of. I'm honored and I'm flattered. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ankie. No one's more deserving of this award.
I am so happy for you tonight. I'm sending you congratulations and love from New York City. No one deserves this more than you. That's often a cliche. It really is true when it comes to you. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I could not think of a more deserving, accomplished, amazing friend for this award. And we are all so happy for you. Well done, my friend.
Congratulations, Ankie. I know that this award comes as a great surprise to you, but that really signifies just how deserved it is. You are humble, you are kind, you're a giver, and you deserve this more than anyone I know. Bravo.